Okay. I'm currently fixing. Hello everyone. So, test mic. Good afternoon. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Okay. I'll be giving you at least 10 minutes to share this video to your friends who will also be taking the licensure examination for teachers. And pabor din po, can you try to share the link dun po sa FB timeline natin? Kasi gamit ko po yung cellphone, I am unable to share the link. Thank you so much for your time. Okay po ba yung audio? And pa-share po muna nung link sa kung sino man pong kakilala ninyo na mag-e-exam. So, bibigyan ko po kayo ng at least 10 minutes para din may share yung link, and also para mag-accumulate pa yung ibang hindi nakapag-online on time. So, as early as now, I wanna thank you all for your time allocated for this afternoon session, okay? I might not mention your name one by one because you have lots, but I'm really grateful that you have chosen to be with me today. Okay po yung audio kasi gumagamit po ako ng lapel. Hindi po kasi yung boses ko pang malakasan talaga. Ako yung pang malakasan. Kidding aside. Okay, mabilis akong mapaos, so that's why I'm using lapel every time that I go lectures. So I will not anymore mention your name one by one, okay? So thank you so much po for your time, and also paki-share na lang po nung link para din sa ibang may magagamit din yung ating lecture. Thank you po, Ma'am Bista, Ma'am Sherer, Marie. So while waiting po sa iba, so there are lots of those who have promised to be with us this afternoon. So bigyan natin sila ng oras. Hindi na po ako face-to-face mag-a-appear virtually. Kasi mas gusto ko, mas makuha niyo yung learnings through the visual I have prepared, okay? Since nakita nyo naman ako, so wala pa po kasi akong ganun kadaming gamit na makikita nyo yung PowerPoint. Hindi rin naman tayo pwedeng mag-zoom kasi you have lots. Ang zoom po kasi limited lang din yung pwedeng mag-attend. So we have already 36 audience. Okay. So hindi naman putol yung screen. Hindi naman kasi may IM or instructional material. My instructional material was prepared through my laptop. Tapos gamit ko po yung phone ko. So, pakitulungan po ako na i-share yung link dun po sa FB pages natin sa Maestrong Bicolano, and also to the Rich Love LPT. Hello po sa inyong lahat. And thank you so much for taking time. This is for all of you. Anyway, dati kasi may nakikiusap sa akin na nagla-live ako via YouTube. Yung iba, ang access lang daw nila is through FB. So, I have made an adjustment. Hopefully, wala nang reasons for the others na to attend or to be with us. Okay po ba yung screen? And good afternoon po, Ma'am Kate, Ma'am Nikki, Ma'am Reggie. So, sa lahat ng hindi ko ma-mention, so since hindi naman talaga to plugging or this is not time to mention your names. Thank you po. Ito pating lapel ko medyo nagahang. Okay. Hello sa Richard. Ma'am Belms. Ayan. So, kung na-share nyo na po yung link, let us just give at least 10 minutes para sa iba. Or, in less than 10 minutes po, we're gonna start na. May I request everyone to please get notes or pen and paper so that you can make notes or you can take down notes for the takeaways that you are able to get this afternoon session. So, I have budgeted my time, though I'm also doing online teaching just to be able to help you in comprehending the concepts. Kasi nga, I keep on reiterating that it's not about the tons of the materials that you have read. It's all about the comprehension na makukuha nyo where you can apply those learnings. Okay? So, yung lapel ko parang ingay naman itong lapel na ito. Papansin. Yan. Nasend nyo po ba? Nasend nyo po ba dun sa Maestrong Bicolano? And also, pa-share na rin po yung link para doon sa mga group chats natin. Kasi hindi ko magagawa kasi nga yung phone ang gamit ko and yung laptop po, yun yung gamit ko for the instructional material. Okay. So, full screen po ba yung laptop? Hindi naman siya hati or putol. Okay. So, the reason why I was asking you to get pen and paper, para po makapag-take down notes kayo, though pwede nyo naman siyang i-screenshot or i-download mismo yung video. Kaso po, as a learner myself, no, ang itinuturo ko sa inyo kung paano yung pinakamadaling way, kung paano ko matandaan yung mga key points. Kasi, I understand that most of you have already these theories and concepts in your own time of studying. However, I want you to be able to simply comprehend and remember this important lessons or the topic that we have for this afternoon. Na-share ko na. Thank you so much po. Alam ko lahat kayo halos nasa GC. Do the favor of sharing this para dun sa iba na parang nakalimutan or intentionally kinalimutan. Since they have promised, baka kailangan pa nilang i-alarm, okay? Yan. Ma'am Santos, Ma'am Shamari, Ma'am Tita, thank you so much po. Parang online selling lang, no? Pamay na lang po nung gusto nyo. Magmay na lang po yung may gusto. Na nagbenta na ng kung ano-ano. Yun. So, lalo na po yung mga nag-chat sa akin kanina na mahina yung or meron silang problema sa signal. If you have chosen to be with us this afternoon, that is just a gesture na you're doing your best to be able to make it this 2021. Hello, Ma'am Mean, Sir Arbin, Ma'am Retsi. Retsi ba ang name nyo, ma'am? Or it's Sir Azam? Okay. 5 more minutes po. So, pag mag-participate kayo and also para po sa mga kaka-online lang, I want you to get a pen and paper para po yung mga key points na sasabihin ko, wala lahat sa, hindi ko kasi nasulat yung, na-include yung ibang mga key points sa IM. Yun, verbally lang. So, dapat ma-take down note nyo para mas madali nyong alala yung mga importanteng learning device or key points. Ma'am Luchi, Ma'am Luella, sa 56 pong around, and will be online, and good afternoon po sa lahat. Yung Ma'am Laika, sa lahat po na hindi ko nabate, wag nang maghinanakit, okay? So saka na, pag meron na tayong radio station, saka na natin batiin lahat. Ang nakikita ko lang pong nag-a-appear, yun lang na ma-mention kong name. But this is not about plugging all of you, okay? So, Resty. Okay. Binaliktad. Resty. Ma'am po ba kayo, sir? Okay. It doesn't matter. Anyway, salamat po for choosing to be with us this afternoon. So, Sir Jansen? Okay. In 3 minutes, we shall start. We'll begin our discussion in 3 minutes. Ang ingay na itong lapel. Ay, wow. Nakaka-touch, ma'am. But this is not for me. This is for you, Ma'am Jury. So, yun nga yung sabi ko, hindi naman to everyday. So, that's a gesture na you're living like a BDO. Okay. 2 minutes po, we shall start the discussion. Volume ba to? Okay. Hello. Hello. Ang ingay na itong lapel. Kung sa Zoom sana, nakikita yung mukha ko, pati yung the same time yung shared IM or instructional material. Pero since FB Live, so anyway, we are after about the knowledge. It's not about me discussing face to face by virtual. Happy yung screen. Okay, thank you po. Kumusta na yung screen? Okay na? Di po ma-full ang view. Half lang, sir. Oh my God. Kumusta po? Full na siya. Yan. Opo. Always grab the opportunity. It can be CBRC Live or kung sino pa pong nagbibigay ng free lecture. Okay na po ba yung screen? Kita na yung halaman. Ano pa? So, wala po akong Zoom. Ay, meron akong Zoom pero hindi accommodated yung lahat. Okay na po ba yung screen? Full na? Yung halaman po. Ano po yung halaman? Okay. Okay na po. Kasi sa akin, base sa akin, okay na. Thank you. So anyway, our goal is to be able for you to visualize the instructional materials, and of course, to be able for you to easily understand. Hap lang. Hindi na full view, sir. Hap pa rin. Hindi ko na alam kung paano to i-full. Kasi last time naman full eh. Hindi pa rin. Ngayon po okay na siya. Okay na siya. Magsabi lang po kayo, hap pa rin? Wala. Yung come everyone lang nababasa. Welcome everyone. Ganito po ba? Okay na siya. Oh, meron pong okay, merong hindi. Yan, good afternoon po. We have 71 attendees for now. Share ko lang din po sa page. Sige po. No. I'm not forcing anyone to be around this afternoon anyway. But I keep on highlighting what's in it for you if you're gonna be around. Okay lang po yan, nakikita yung halaman kung hindi naman nakakatakip ng text. Okay. Alin po ang iuusog ko? Yung laptop or okay na po? Usog po, sir, ha pa rin. Urong yung kaliwa. Kaliwa. Yan. Kasi sa view nyo eh. Pagsipig gamit hap lang talaga. Yan. Basta ang mahalaga po, nakikita niyo yung pag kasi ni-landscape siya, pagkatapos po ng live lecture, baliktad din yung mangyayari sa video. Na-try ko na po siya. Okay, 1 minute na lang. And good afternoon po. Yung mga mga phone users daw, if you are currently watching using your phone, i-landscape na lang daw. Kasi yung gamit ko, pag ni-landscape kasi, hindi naman po masyado. Sa Bicol, marami kaming halaman na devastated nga po ng bagyo. Pero dito, wala namang spasyo, kaya wala namang choice. And good afternoon po sa lahat. Kaliwa ba? Yan. Magsabi na lang po kayo kung basta nababasa. Basta po walang makakat na mga importanteng text. Okay na yan. Okay, lahat na ba may pen and paper? Phone din gamit ko. Okay lang naman. So, wag na tayong maghanap ng perfect na material kasi let us just be after dun sa content. Gusto ko pong pasalamatan lalo na yung mga on time. Okay, I believe now we can already start the discussion. Landscape ang CP, okay na, okay na. Okay, thank you. So, kung na-share nyo po ito sa mga let groups nyo, maraming salamat po. Pati na rin dun sa mga GCs kung na-share nyo po, okay? Okay. I believe na nakikita nyo. Ano po ba yung nakikita nyo sa picture? Ang hirap kasi mag-explain by chat, kaya I prefer na mag-live. Okay, ano po ang nakikita nyo sa picture? Yan. So, on the picture, it shows na merong isang bagay. Ang lapis. Bow. Bakit? Wala. Wala. Okay. So, pinailaw ko yung... Wala, hindi na gumagana yung isa kong ano. Baka yung sa charging M. Yan. Sa charger. Okay. Natumba. Okay na. Natumba po eh. Inayos ko ulit. Okay. So, lapis. Ano po ba yung tingin niyo una, Ma'am Seth? Okay. So, yan. Naliwanag na, no? So, the picture shows a very important material where we have started to learn on how to write. So, that pencil, on the lexical meaning, it is a material or an object used to write a word, to draw something, but on its connotation, pencil has a lot of meaning. So, ang pencil po, connotatively, when we say connotation, that is a meaning beyond the literal meaning. The reason why I have posted that specific object is for me to be able to give all of you the lesson. Meron po kasing reason yan kung bakit ang lapis ganyan ang structure rather. Kung nakikita nyo po on the second picture, ang highlighted ko dyan, whether you are not seeing it by your naked eyes, is yung pambura. Okay. Kung mapapansin nyo po, meron akong caption, believe as how pencil works. Okay. What do I mean by that? May reason po kung bakit ang lapis ganyan nga ang structure niya, na yung pambura ay hindi kasing haba nung lapis mismo. Who can guess the deeper meaning? Okay. So, ang reason behind po, bakit ganyan ang structure ng lapis, na maiksi lang yung pambura, kasi that simple object can be compared on how we are as humans. Okay. Bilang tao, we are entitled to commit mistakes. Just like when we have started to learn on how to write. Diba nung grade 1 to 3 kayo, no? Include yung if we're gonna include those times na nag-kinder kayo, nag-prep, kasi before, in my part, hindi na ako nag-enroll ng kindergarten. So, I immediately enrolled by my mom, diretso na sa grade 1. So, what I was trying to imply here is, nung elementary tayo, nagsimula tayong magsanay. Walang audio? Siguro po, yung volume nyo lang, kasi mostly naman naririnig. So, nagsimula po tayong magsanay, magsulat, using lapis. No, in a sense na, ang purpose nun, when we were still kids, mas entitled tayong magkamali. 'Di ba? Okay, going into beyond or within the meaning, ang ibig sabihin po nun, nung grade 3 tayo, na inalaw na tayong gumamit ng pen, ibig sabihin, mas expected na bawas na yung pagkakamali natin. So, nakuha nyo po yung logic. Kung ang pambura ng isang lapis ay kasing haba ng pansulat nito, we might intentionally do or commit mistakes. Unlike na yung pamburan niya mas maliit, it is expected na you have to minimize doing wrong strategies. So it can be associated to taking licensure examination for teachers or in life as a whole. So that is why mas maiksi yung pambura kasi you are not entitled to commit multiple errors. So, our topic for today is about figures of speech. So, I have strategized kung paano ko tinandaan yung figures of speech because these figures of speech is really confusing, and general education English is 25% of your Gen Ed rate. So, English alone has 25% nung out of 100%. So, this is not only an advantage for those English majors, but also for elementary education and for secondary education. So, if there are students who are also willing to learn to unlock the confusions of the tricky figures of speech, it is better na tapusin nyo po ito. Okay. So the lesson of the pencil itself is life allows us to fail in order for us to grow. But if we can make it not to, that is great. To succeed should be our end goal. So ibig sabihin, pwede tayong magkamali, but do not goal to fail. Okay, magkaiba kasi yon. Ang ipupusta nyo dapat, if you have already filed for the licensure examination, dapat ang end goal nyo is to pass, not to fail. Because giving at least 1% can still pull you down in making it to pass the licensure examinations. Okay. So, figures of speech. So, lexical meaning or the meaning from the dictionary, these are words or phrase that have a different meaning aside from its literal meaning. Ang ibig sabihin nun, so it's from its literal definition. That means na ang figures of speech, we might not be aware, we might be thinking that's very broad topic. Pero unconsciously, ginagamit po natin siya everyday. So, yung mga expressions na to, they should not be taken literally kasi nga, mas malalim ang ibig sabihin niya. No? Not basing on the context as how it is being defined by the lexical or the dictionary, mas malalim ang ibig sabihin ng figures of speech. So, with the lessons for today, I'm going to give you the tips on how you are able to remember the difference about the confusing parts of or types of figures of speech. So, ang mga example po niyan, 'di ba? In our regular conversation, we might be using 48 years. So, say for example, you are waiting for your friend. Tapos, Usually, nagagamit natin sila in our vernacular or mother tongue na hindi natin alam na we are already using figures of speech. Pag sinabi natin 48 years, so this is exaggeration, an example of hyperbole wherein we are unconsciously using this. No, kasi, di ba, pag sobrang tagal, ginagamitan natin siya ng 48 years. So, actually, hindi naman talaga literal na ganun katagal yung pagpapaantay ng kaibigan natin. Kasi, imagine mo, kung 48 years siya, if you gonna take that phrase literally, so parang napaka-imposible na 48 years ka nag-antay. So, this is just an example of figures of speech in our vernacular language. Okay, so pinagtabi-tabi ko po siya, no, para mas madali ninyong maintindihan. Ang FOS is figures of speech. So, you might be confused kung ano yung kaibahan ng figures of speech sa parts of speech. Ang parts of speech po, ito yung 8. So, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection. So, ang figures of speech, there are hundreds of figures of speech. Ang i-discuss natin ngayon, yung mga kailangan lang. Okay? May mga hindi ako na-include kasi hindi naman siya kailangan. With my experience when I took the licensure examination for teachers, siguro po more or less 10 items, no, if I'm not mistaken, 10 items po halos lahat metaphor. So, I've already highlighted to all of you na every item counts. So, one correct item or one wrong item na mamali kayo or maitama, that can make or break your score. So, you have to goal that every time you are answering question, you have to make sure na tama ang goal nyo. Hindi yung porket sinabi na pwede kayong magkamali. So, parang hindi na kayo mape-pressure na hanapin yung tamang sagot. Okay. So, simile and metaphor, some are confused about this one kasi these two figures of speech both compares. So, ang simile, okay, on the contextual definition, simile, a stated comparison, usually form with like or as between two fundamental dissimilar things that have certain qualities in common. So, kung nagte-take down note po kayo, may mga hint ako para mas madali niyong maintindihan. Kasi, I, as a learner, hindi ko po tinatandaan yung buong konteksto or the literal definition. No? Kasi, ang haba. So, in general education, it is memorization. So, pag sinabing memorization, it doesn't mean na buong definition ay i-memorize nyo. Okay? So, ang simile po, this is, ang simile, this is indirect comparison. So, indirect siya kasi gumagamit siya ng two words. Okay? It's like or as. So, it's either ginamit dun sa isang sentence, is like, or it can also be as. Okay. While metaphor is an implied comparison between two dissimilar things that have something in common. So, pareho sila i-imply ng comparison, kaya lang si simile, okay, si simile indirect, while si metaphor direct. So, if you are taking notes, pag direkta, si metaphor, pag si simile, indirect. Kasi nga, kaya siya nagiging indirect because of these two words na passively ginamit. It can be as, it can be like. Okay? So, minsan, sa sobrang heavy ng mga previous questions, say for example, yung mga items na maitatanong, yung simile or metaphor, nasa middle na ng 150 items, no, kahit naiintindihan niyo yung konsepto, there might be an instances na confusions arise. So that's why, lagi niyong tatandaan, pag nagko-compare at walang as, it's a metaphor. And kapag nagko-compare na merong as or like, it's definitely a simile. Okay. An example of simile, he is like a snake in the night. Okay. So, yung he, di ba, pronoun siya, ginagamit for boys. He is like a snake in the night. So, this is an example of simile na ang ibig sabihin na may yung lalaki, no? Kasi he is like a snake in the night, kinukumpara sa ahas. So, you should not take this literally kasi wala naman talagang lalaking ahas na literal, na since hindi naman ginamit pronoun diyan, ginamit he, meaning tao siya, lalaki na kinukumpara, no, sa ahas na bebe. Samantalang pag magiging simile siya, mas intense ang structure ng sentence kasi dito sa kabila, he is like a snake in the night. Dito sa metaphor, he is snake in the night. So, have you checked the difference? Na pag natanggal lang yung like, yung meaning niya, ginawa na siya. Kung dito lang, kinukumpara siya sa ahas, dito sa metaphor, naging ahas na siya. Okay? So, number 2 example for simile, he is as helpless as a child. So, mukha daw siyang walang naitulong katulad ng isang bata. Kung ilalagay natin siya as an example of metaphor and na-remove yung word na as, so naging bata na siya. No? Kinumpare siya sa simile indirectly because of the word as, pero sa metaphor, naging bata na siya. Okay? So, mas intense yung sa metaphor. So, lagi nyo lang tandaan na si metaphor, direct comparison na hindi gumagamit ng like and as. So, kaya nga, yung sabi ko, no matter how pressured you were in the previous questions, kung nasa middle nung general education yung questions, so kailangan na smart pa rin kayo to remember na since wala siyang as and like, you have to remember that it's automatically metaphor. Okay. So, for those who have experience na nakasabay ko last September 2019, you can attest na there are a lot of questions na ang sagot ay metaphor. For English majors who are around at this afternoon, so, ang advantage po kapag perfect nyo to, kasi yung lahat halos ng general education English questions are also available sa majorship natin. So, it only my advantage, the reason why I got a good rate in our majorship, kasi nga pinaghandaan ko yung majorship. So, kaya, the reason why I don't want you to ignore this lesson, it is because kapag mali yung sagot mo at hindi mo alam yung konsepto, kapag mali ka sa isang item, lahat ng items na paulit-ulit na tanong will be also wrong. Okay? Let itself has typo errors, wrong grammar, so you don't have to expect na perfectly created yung mga questions. So, one tip is never question the question. So, lagi nyo po yung tandaan. Ang ibig kong sabihin, kung wrong grammar, wrong spelling, so it was not manually created by human. So, naka-prepare na nga daw po siya and nag-draw lots na lang para sa magiging questions for specific examination year. So, say for example, yung para sa 2021 na licensure examination schedule, it was already prepared. No? Ibig sabihin, hindi na sila gagawa lang ng panibagong questions. There might be some revisions for general education for the current events. Pero po, yung Prof Ed, yung majorship, yung mathematics, according to experts, na nakikinig ako definitely sa mga experts, so, you have to find the answer instead of questioning the construction ng mga question. So, I have already mentioned this to my previous live na, say for example, yung sa tingin nyo wala dun yung available na answer on a specific item, instead of you complaining dun sa proctor, ang hanapin nyo po yung pinaka malapit. Kasi, regardless na literally wala yung sagot doon, CPRC laging may tamang sagot. Hope that you get what I mean, okay? So, eto po, pinagtabi-tabi ko, ang ginawa ko, pinagtatabi-tabi ko yung mga confusing para mas madali nyong maintindihan, okay? Let's now proceed to personification. So, si personification naman, itinabi ko naman siya sa onomatopoeia. Kasi, eto namang dalawa, no, may hawig naman sila. So, si personification po, since I've mentioned to all of you na you should not be contextualizing or memorizing through the context itself. Gumawa kayo ng sarili nyong comprehension na hindi i-memorize word by word kasi mahihirapan kayong alalahanin. So, hindi ko nababasahin yung definition ni personification. Pati si, it's not onomatopoeia but apostrophe. Ito yung magkahawig naman. So, ano yung similarities ni personification and apostrophe? So, personification and apostrophe are common because they give human qualities to an inanimate object. So, pareho nilang dalawa, binibigyan ng parang kalidad ng isang tao ang inanimate object. Pwedeng buwan, pwedeng sasakyan. So, to avoid confusion, you have to understand the know-how kung paano nyo aalalahanin ang difference ni personification and ni apostrophe. Okay. So, these two, but human ang treatment sa mga bagay. Si personification, it gives objects, human actions, or emotion. Okay? Samantalang, si apostrophe, kung etong sa personification, binibigyan niya lang ng human actions and emotion, si apostrophe, ina-address niya yung object or person who is not around. So, magkaiba siya kasi etong isa, binibigyan lang ng action. Etong isa, direkta niyang ina-address. So, I have a friend na ang pagkakaintindi niya sa apostrophe, laging may O. Pero hindi po. So, mamamali kayo kapag yun ang tinandaan nyo na laging may O. Kasi not all the sentences na binibigay sa licensure examination are the sentences na parang ordinaryo lang na nakikita natin sa example ng mga figures of speech. Kung sa vocabulary nga na available sa general education, the PRC is not giving the common words or vocabulary Kasi nga, ang i-gauge nila, how broad you are as teachers. Okay? So, uulitin ko po, ang apostrophe, hindi lang siya makikita sa oh God, oh car, oh moon. Diba? Kasi, in-highlight ko lang yon kasi doon usually nagkakamali yung ibang nako-confuse about is it a personification or apostrophe. So, yung personification, another tip is ina-associate niya yung bagay sa isang inanimated thing. Samantalang ito si apostrophe, tinatawag niya mismo. O car. So, parang pinapalitan niya na mas intense si apostrophe kasi nga kinakausap niya. Okay? Example. The clouds wept for 5 hours. So, yung cloud, inassociate siya sa tao. Bakit? Di ba ang wept, iyak? Ang clouds, hindi naman talaga umiiyak. Kaya, ang pinalit sa cloud, ang pinalitan ni cloud ay tao na umiiyak. Okay? So, kaya siya naging personification kasi nga, ang ibinigay na human qualities sa cloud ay ang pag-iyak. So, wept means cry. Magiging apostrophe siya kapag yung question, yung sentence, clouds, please stop crying. The people are droning. Okay. So, magiging apostrophe na siya kasi tinatawag niya na or kinakausap niya na directly si clouds. Nagets na po yung point? No, kapag nahihirapan kayo dito sa dalawa, no, kapag in-address lang, no, in-address at kinakausap na, no, tanungin niyo yung sarili niyo. Okay lang po mag-self-talking kapag examination itself. No, yun ang ginagawa ko. Nag-self-talking ako, kinakausap ko yung sarili ko. Sinasabi ko na, ano ba to, tinatawag ba? Okay lang yun, pero po, you have to just talk to yourself, not by words. Kung hindi, mentally nyo lang kausapin kasi mapapagalitan kayo ng proctor. Doon sa mga first time na magte-take ng board exam, you should not read the sentences louder. Dapat wala po siyang voice, okay? So, yan po. The way of talking to the clouds that made the sentence apostrophe. Next is onomatopoeia. Okay, onomatopoeia is the use of words that imitate the sounds associated with the objects or action they prefer to. Dito naman, para mas madaling matandaan ninyo si ano tong onomatopoeia, no? Kung ano yung word, kung ano yung sound ng object, yun mismo ang makikita nyo sa sentence. Say, for example, quack, quack, that is the sound of the duck. So, kung ganun po yung sentence, since nakikita nyo na yung object doon is the duck itself, no, tapos yung sound niya quack, so that is onomatopoeia. Yung mismong object, ma-associate siya sa mismong sound niya. O, halimbawa, the fighter jet whoosed by the excited crowd before doing a corkscrew spin. So, etong example na to, yung jet, ang tunog niya whoosh. Okay? So, sound ng jet is whoosh. So, that made it onomatopoeia. So, click, click. So, a sound of clock. So, that is onomatopoeia. Okay? Are you alright? Ang bilis ko ba? Ano nga kayo? Comment. Kung yung pacing ko po masyadong mabilis. Okay. So, the next example is the wolves howled at the moon. So, ang wolves, ang sound niya is, or nag-howl si wolves. Okay? Thank you po for the response. So, dali para sa akin, natandaan, not because English is my majorship, pero dahil gumagawa ako ng sarili kong way on how I can remember the each part of the concepts na aking inaaral. So, maganda po kasi na lahat halos ng information, you have to go to have it perfectly answered. Siyempre, wala namang nakakakuha ng 100% passing rate na out of 450 items, lahat all in BSED. Wala naman nakakuha. Ang mga top notchers, usually they just got 92%. Okay? So, let us not talk about President Marcos when he took the bar exam for lawyer na naka 100% daw siya based on the history. So, okay na po ba yung onomatopoeia? So, with regards sa spelling, okay, wala naman pong spelling sa let, so you should not be questioning if in case that onomatopoeia was misspelled on the question. Okay? So, next confusing figures of speech is synecdoche and so some pronounce this as synecdoche. So, some pronounce is as synecdoche. It doesn't matter as long as you can read this. So, some Bisayan can even mispronounce this one, but yun nga yung sabi ko, goal to get the correct answer, but you should not criticize every question kasi it will consume a lot of time na sobra kang nagiging perfectionist. You might use your time na dapat mas ginugugol nyo sa mas mahalagang bagay. Okay. Pinagtabi ko naman po si synecdoche, key metonymy. Kasi, these two are both using an object in place of another. So, kaya, ito naman yung pagkakapareho ni synecdoche, key metonymy. Okay. So, another, synecdoche, yung associated word niya na ginagamit, bahagi ng mismong whole event na gagampanin niya sa sentence. Samantalang, si metonymy, related lang siya pero hindi siya bahagi ng specific event. Example of this, so, parts to whole is synecdoche, si metonymy, something related but not part. Okay, kapit lang po sa mga nawawalan ng signal. So, example number 1 for synecdoche is, I will bring my wheels tomorrow. So, definitely, it's not about that person will bring mismo yung gulong. Diba? Kasi napaka-literal mo. Sabi na, anong klase ng wheel mo? Siyempre, ang ibig sabihin dito sa sentence na to is yung sasakyan. So, ano ba yung wheels? Part ba siya ng sasakyan? Yes. So, part to whole or parts to whole, so that made it synecdoche. Dito po sa metonymy, ang mga example dito, pinapalitan yung object. Ina-associate siya na parte siya, ay hindi siya parte rather, pero related siya. Okay. So, sa number 1 example, sa synecdoche, part of the wheel, part of the car, yung wheel. Okay? So, another example is, my mother has a green thumb. So, kapag sinabi nung, ang ibig sabihin nito ng sentence na to, na my mother has a green thumb, that means na yung mama mo is good in gardening. Okay? Sige lang po. No, your mom is good in gardening, so my mother has a green thumb. So, hindi siya literal na yung nanay mo kulay green yung, no, yung thumb. Ito yung thumb. Nakikita ba? So, ang thumb ito. Okay. So, ang thumb, di ba, when your mother has a green thumb, that means na yung mother mo good in gardening. Ano ba yung ginagamit sa pag-garden? Di ba, hindi naman paa, kung hindi kamay. So, yung thumb, part siya nung hand, na yun ang object dun sa sentence. Okay? So, number one example for metonymy is the crown collects taxes. Okay? So, ang crown ba literal na makakapag-kolekta ng tax sa mga tao? Siyempre hindi. No, kasi ang crown, no, ay isang bagay lamang na definitely that cannot take the responsibility of a specific person. So, ang crown dito, in this example, that represents, no, authority or power. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin dito sa the crown collects taxes, a specific official of a certain government or a department is the one collecting taxes. Do you get the point? So, ang crown, no, ang crown, related siya, pero hindi siya bahagi. No, pag naniningil ba yung taga BIR, which is the authority, naka-crown? Di ba hindi? Ang crown means power. Okay? So, crown represents authority or a power na hindi naman talaga literal na pumupunta yung BIR para singilin yung specific business men or the politicians na mga mayayaman sa bansa para maningil ng makita silang may authority sila. They're not definitely wearing the crown itself. Okay? So, ulitin ko, si synecdoche, parts to whole, si metonymy, it's related but not part. Okay? So, let us now proceed to the contrast FOS or figures of speech. No? Kung babalik ko, bigyan ko kayo ng 1 minute para doon sa mga magkakapi, okay? Para din, uminom ako ng tubig. Okay, I want you to have the wise or the smart reviewing kasi it's not about you collecting a lot of materials. I keep on telling you na it's always about smart reviewing rather than study harder. No, instead of you study hard, you have to study smart likewise. No, ano ba yung kaibahan ng dalawa? Kapag sinabing study hard ka, yung halos parang wala ka ng balancing buhay. So, you have to make sure that your life is still balanced. Kasi, ano yun? Nagre-review ka, hindi ka na makausap ng mga kaibigan mo. Sabi ko, you have to choose optimism. It doesn't mean na wala ka ng oras makipag-usap. But, you have to make sure na yung mga taong kinakausap mo during this preparation, you have to make sure that these are only the people na positibo. Yung mga kaibigan mong super bashers na complain about life, you have to stay away from them in the meantime. No, hindi ko naman sinabi na layuan mo na sila forever. Kung in the meantime na you are preparing, kasi yun nga, yung attraction, kapag puro kasama mo negative, pati ikaw mismo, magiging nega na. 'Di ba? Hindi totoo lahat ng oras yung birds of the same feather but flocks together kasi Kung kasing ugali mo, yung kasama mo, say for example, yung friend mo na very goal-oriented, may impluensyahan ka niya. No, the reason why I keep on throwing wisdom to all of you para ma-influence ko yung positivity nyo. No, so it really makes sense. Pag kasama mo laging reklamo, no, pati ikaw parang ang bigat. Alam niyo po ba, I'm living alone, the reason why is ayoko ng kasamang ang bigat kasama. No, sana nagigets na po yung point ko na gusto ko, I will be bounded kahit hindi na ako nagpe-prepare ng examination. I want to always be bounded with positive people. Ayoko yung tao na laging may problema sa solusyon. Binigyan mo na ng solusyon, tapos naghahanap ng, kasi ganito eh. Tapos, may bigay ka na namang kasi nga friend mo eh. Tapos, meron na naman siyang dahilan. You have to stay away from that person. To be able to make it in let, it should start from within. Choose to be positive. Bound yourselves with positive people. That really matters. Okay? Next. Yun nga, contrast. Pag sinabi natin contrast, kung kanina comparison, si simile and metaphor, eto naman, contrast. Ibig sabihin sumasalungat. Okay? So, si OP, oxymoron, ang ginagawa ko po before, no, balikan ko ha. Ako nung nagte-take down notes ako, yun naman kasi ang tinuturo ko sa inyo kung anong learnings ko. Binabalik ko po ito para kung magte-take down note po kayo, dapat may structure. No, ang unang ilagay nyo SM. No, simile and metaphor. No, yon. No, tapos isunod nyo na okay. PA. So, binalik ko lang para mas may kayo, may structure. No? PA. Then onomatopeia kasi, sineparate ko siya kasi wala siyang katulad. Kasi siya lang yung nagkukumpara sa sarili niyang tunog. No, ang onomatopeia, pag siya, tandaan nyo lang na tunog siya. Kung ano yung object, siya yung tunog. Kung click-click, tunog siya ng clack. Kapag ding-dong, so tunog siya ng bell. Yun po siya. Okay? Sounds. Then, SM. Tapos, next is OP. Yan. Oxymoron. Hindi nyo na yun kailangan i-memorize na ganyan kasi matatagpuan nyo yan sa Google. So, ang gusto kong matandaan ninyo, yung mga technique kung paano siya mas madaling ma-memorize. Kasi kung ganyan, Diyos ko, maloloaded kayo masyado. So, ang gawin nyo na lang, si oxymoron, no? Ilagay nyo dyan sa inyong notes. Oxymoron and paradox, these are about contrasting and talking about the difference. Si oxymoron, two opposite words placed side by side. Kung dito sa oxymoron words, dito naman statements. Two opposite words, oxymoron, paradox, dalawang contradicting na statements. So, nakita nyo po yung difference. Words lang oxy, para, contradicting. So, speaking of paradox, no, kasi nasabi ko kaninang para, never goal to be a para teacher. Mag-goal din lang kayo, no. There's nothing wrong dreaming to top the board. Nung una, nung hindi pa ako nag-enroll sa review center, I've just prayed na kahit makapasa lang, sabi ko ako na bahala in my demonstration teaching. Pero when I was doing all the best that I can to be able to max out the learnings, nag-ambition din po ako, and I'm fortunately part of Alpha sa CBRC. So, I've also dreamt to top the board. Pero before you dream to top the board, first, dream to make it. Kasi baka sa sobrang